What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Got some Gewehr 43 gameplay to share with you guys today. Probably the best weapon, or at least the second best weapon on the alpha testing. The STG-44 was probably right up there, and some people might differ on which was better or worse. But regardless, this was a weapon that was being used a lot on the battlefield. A really solid weapon. Will it stay the same for our Battlefield 5 launch? I'm not sure. Again, the alpha testing, let's remember, was just for the technical aspects of the game. Those are the words that DICE used in that article a week or so back, where they talked about what was the point of the alpha testing. So I think from here until the open beta, we're going to see a lot of gunplay changes. So, take everything with a grain of salt that you're watching, because I think our Battlefield is probably going to change, and hopefully that will be for the better. But this weapon on the alpha testing was a beast, to say the least. It was probably, again, the best weapon on the Battlefield in my opinion. It did have a little bit of struggles with the hip fire, probably not as good as the other weapon that was available for the Medic class, the MP40, but overall that wasn't all too big of a deal, because if you can kill your enemy player who's just a little bit further away before you get up close to him, why do you need to hip fire in the first place? So it was a very solid weapon, 3-shot body shot across the map, and basically the range on it was pretty solid. So it wasn't a scout rifle, but it sure felt like it. So I had a little bit of problem there, getting a little hip firing, and again, players knowing exactly where it was at. But again, very solid weapon. As you're gonna see right here, me just shooting right through 2 people, taking them out really quick. I mean, what's not to complain about that, right? So you guys have to let me know, do you think this is an OP weapon right now or not? I'm not quite sure. I don't see it being completely game breaking. I'm sure a lot of people probably liked it, but I can see a lot of people having complaints about the range on it. I mean, really, this was just on Conquest when I was playing it. On Grand Operations, I could post up by the bridge here and just pick players off like this over and over again, trying to push up. 3 shots, they're dead. Shoot, through people. Of course, some of those guys were being weakened from my teammates battling them, but it hit, and it hit really well. So, this is a very fun weapon to use if you like using some of those scope rifles. This would be a weapon that I would probably equip pretty quickly on the battlefield the moment I jump on the Battlefield 5. And there's more of that 3-shot right in the back. Really quick, just eliminate your enemy player with really no problems at all. So yeah, you guys will have to decide what you think about this weapon. As it is right now, definitely a beast. Definitely going to get the job done. Only real struggles you have with it, maybe a little bit of some hip firing close range, and just, the rate of fire for the weapon. But besides that, if you kill your enemy player across the map, who really cares, right? So here's a really quick clip I want to show you guys. You're able to grab ammo through, like, objects. So if you're, like, in this tunnel area right here, or you're maybe in a building and you want to maybe get out and go to the resupply station, you can grab it through there. So that's there if you guys need it, as there's a little more of me hip firing, able to get that guy pretty easily, much easier than using the MG34. If you try to hit fire a guy who's literally that far away, you probably won't be able to hit fire him at all. It's like the worst thing to do. So it's not like that bad. I mean, you're still able to do the job that you need to do while hip firing. It's not like it's gonna be in the world, but not up to par with like the MP40. You could basically run around the map, not aiming down sights. So pretty nice to be able to do that nonstop. But if that's not the case, who really cares again? So gonna come back over here to one of the bridges. I was really liking posting up on this bridge, because that activity on that bridge was so heavy. You have the 2 flags, of course. So if you're playing on Conquest, or especially if you're playing Grand Operations, there's just a lot of action across that bridge. And what really will help you out a lot is if you're laying down sandbags. I noticed that for the enemy team, if they lay down sandbags, it wasn't as bad. It was still pretty bad, as you can see. When you have a weapon like this that's just precise as it can be, you don't really have much of a chance pushing up. But you do make it a little bit easier if you're able to get some sandbag cover for you. Now, one thing I would like to see is I wasn't able to hit people between that cloth there. So I'm not sure if shooting through objects is just primarily going to be for the machine gun. I'm pretty sure, I think I heard stuff about your pistol being able to shoot through things, but your pistol won't be able to shoot through everything, and so I'm not quite sure if I heard that correctly or not. I think they need to kind of define these things a little bit more clearly for us, but it would be nice to, you know, take my pistol or, you know, my Gewehr 43 and shoot through the cloth right there. So I was trying to do that a couple times in the game, wasn't able to do that. So that was, you know, a little bit unfortunate, but I would like to see that again. I don't have to shoot through metal with the weapon. That's cool to have it for the machine gun, but it would be nice to be able to just at least shoot through cloth. You know, I don't think that should be that big of a deal for this weapon. So gonna post up right here. Probably the best weapon to be doing with situations like this when they got their head just peeking over the sandbags. I was able to pick them off really easily. Gonna turn over here really quickly and pick off another guy who's just peeking his head out again. A couple of them right there, and yeah, that's definitely not a good spot to be in. That was a lot of low battles like this I was losing if I wasn't using the Gewehr 43, but when you use it and you need those precision headshots right over the sandbags, it works well. But then when you get up in close range and you need to hit fire, that, you know, fire rate and everything about it, it's, you know, still not gonna win your battles. But here's me calling in the V1 rocket, or on the British side, the JB2 rocket. Had to show this for you guys again. I was just having so much fun being able to call these in. Definitely liking it to like Christmas morning, where you know you have gifts and you're waiting to open it up and see what's inside. This is like the exact same thing, where you don't know what the gifts of kills this rocket is going to give back to you. Fortunately, Santa thought I was bad this year and gave me nothing in return, but still think I got something in return just by the environmental damage and all of the just explosion, the sound it makes. I don't know, still epic regardless if I get a kill or not. So definitely enjoy very much being able to call in that call-in system. Don't know if it's gonna be the exact same when the beta comes out. Again, we were hearing talks about them limiting how easy it was to call in this rocket on the battlefield, but yeah, definitely had a good time. Had to show that for you guys again, as I'm gonna post up here, pick off more enemy players. Again, the weapon of choice if you want to just post up at a bit further range and pick off those enemy players are going to be concerned about is the scout class picking you off with one easy headshot. But feel free to let me know you guys' thoughts down below on this weapon. I'm sure as it is right now, this would probably be a very popular weapon, and I bet a lot of the medic players who like having those little bit of mid to long range weapons will probably enjoy this the most. But feel free to let me know you guys' thoughts down below. But that is it for you guys today. Again, I always appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin'. I'll catch you guys again later.